All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you are joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. This is Let's Talk TV, your one and only YouTube channel that gives you all the legit information on the Biafra struggle and all the whole broadcast. And when we say they dissect and they will they give you concerning the freedom of Biafra. Please share this video to as many groups and platforms as possible. Now, we have very important information, concerning Ebubeagu. Something just happened, today, I think in Abuja Road. Yeah, Abuja Road in Imo State. In Imo State, where Ebubeagu security, terrorists, political talks. You call them whatever you want, because these guys have done more harm than good to the people of Biafra in Biafran land. They went and kpied an innocent young man who has 2 keys. Innocent young man who did not commit any crime. He has no link with any terrorist activity. He's not a thief. He's not an informant. He's nothing. Just a young man who is hustling. Ebubeagu security outfit kpied this young man. The Prime Minister Simon Kpai, posted it on his S handle. And the people of that community currently are agitating or protesting against Ebubeagu. They said they are ready to fight them bone to bone. Now, because of this issue, I want to take my mind back to the first time, these so-called political thieves, these evil politicians, formed this Ebubeagu group. The first person who shouted, see, forget Onyedumazin Kanu is a prophet. Immediately this group was formed, Onyedumazin Kanu started shouting and started screaming to Biafrans. The major reason why Ebubeagu security outfit was formed was because of Eastern Security Network, for those of you who have forgotten. It was after Onyedumazin Kanu formed the Eastern Security Network, the criminal politicians, the criminal governors, they decided to form theirs and called it Ebubeagu security outfit. I even thought they've stopped Ebubeagu from operating in Biafran land. I thought they've even stopped them. The information I'm just getting is that they are not being stopped. I think they are still operating in Anambra, Imo, definitely. They are political thugs, and they are Hope Uzodinjo boys who Hope Uzodinjo have been using to carry all his terrorist activities. No wonder we keep on talking about the criminality, the kidnapping and all that is happening in Okigwe, Aziz, and this Imo State, not knowing that Ebubeagu security outfits are the ones who are causing this criminality. You see, this particular one, they are not going to come out of it. Hi, the blood of that innocent young man will haunt them forever. That is a very painful thing. I would have brought the video, but because of the YouTube terms and condition, I can't bring it to this channel. But it's on S handle of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, and he has given an order concerning that. These people needs to be wiped out of Biafran land as quickly as possible, because it has gotten to that level. I'm not going to talk much on this Ebubeagu, but that is the information from the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Please make sure you share this video. Make sure you share this broadcast. This is a very important broadcast for all Biafrans to know.
A court of competent jurisdiction has not declared this person a criminal. He is never been convicted. In fact, he is innocent as he stands today because the court of competent jurisdiction in the zoo, in fact, the second highest court in the zoo, known as the Supreme Court, has discharged him completely and even incriminated the zoo government that is holding him captive. Incriminated the zoo, criminalized the zoo, and also ordered the zoo not just for his immediate and unconditional release, but for, to pay him compensation, to compensate him and apologize to him for the manner in which he was brought back to the Zoological Republic, which the zoo committed an act of terrorism, an act of criminality, and an act of abduction. You went all the way from the zoo to Kenya to kidnap an innocent man and rendition him to the zoo, thinking that he's going to stand trial in your court, when you know the person in question is an international man. The whole world is listening. The whole world is watching. Are you paying attention? So now, you, after committing all this crime and atrocity, your court, he defeated you in your own court. Your court told you that you have committed abomination. You have breached the law. Therefore, you must free him, let him go, pay him compensation, and apologize to him. You have not done all these things. Rather, you keep holding him in your custody. And now, denying him access to his doctor is an act of terrorism. It's not only infringement of his human rights, it is an act of terror. So, after few hours of the declaration of this 4-day sit at home declared by the government in exile, BLGIE, through the office of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, this is now the latest development. Now, according to Daily Post, which was also taken by the, or should I say, through the official and verified X handle of Barrister Lawyer Ejimako, they said, doctor's report revealed that Nnamdi Kanu has complex conditions. Ejimako. This is now the latest development. In case you haven't seen it, this is the latest development. Please, I need more Biafrans here. Keep sharing this very broadcast. I want to be gingered. I want to be gingered by the way I see, by the way you respond. I want to be gingered by the way you respond. Yes. So your response is part of the things that ginger me. Very, very important. Your response is more important to me because that is what gingers me the most. So please I want you to keep hitting the share button. Once you are one of us, don't stop liking and sharing. Now, according to the report, they continued. The Department of State Services, DSS, has allowed Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, access to a medical doctor. Preliminary report from the doctor revealed that Kano has a complex medical condition that requires that he be transferred to a hospital for detailed diagnosis. This was disclosed by Kano's lead counsel, lead lawyer, Aloye Jimako, in a chat with Daily Post on Wednesday. So now, the truth of the matter here is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been allowed access to his doctor. Now, preliminary report from this same doctor after examination shows that there is a complex medical condition. Complex. So there's a lot of confusion there, and it's not one thing. There are so many things that need to be taken care of in the body of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is complex. Therefore, it is required that he be transferred to a hospital for detailed diagnosis. You understand? It is not something he will be sitting in the DSS custody and then you'll be giving him a tablet. Where fancy where prednisolone where fafa no. We don't want that. According to the preliminary examination from the doctor himself, says that the situation is complex. It is complex. Therefore, it requires a transfer to hospital for a proper medical, or should I say, proper diagnosis. Yes, a proper treatment. That is what is required at this very point in time. So that brings me back to the order of total shutdown. Therefore, this order stands until proven us otherwise. Therefore, this order stands. Are you paying attention? But we can say yes. The Prime Minister is shaking the zoo. The government in exile is shaking the zoo, because if something was not done yesterday, this development wouldn't have been here today. We wouldn't have received this news today, because DSS is a terrorist organization. A terrorist organization does not go back unless they are being pushed. That is the truth. That's the truth. And a terrorist organization like DSS that is being sponsored by the state can never be moved unless they are being pushed hard. So for us to get this development today, meaning that yes, the Prime Minister, the BLGIE, and Biafrans at large are pushing the Zoological Republic and its terrorist wing known as the Department of State Services. So, having said this, the report continues. According to Ejimako, today, DSS finally allowed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's physician to see him. The doctor's preliminary report presented complex medical conditions that required that Nnamdi Kanu be taken to a hospital for more detailed diagnosis. This will follow a report that will be sent to DG DSS by the doctor. On Tuesday, Ejimako had disclosed that Kanu is suffering from low blood pressure, shortness of breath, and general malaise in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. So now, having shown this, I don't even know if I'm going to spend a lot of time here. I'm not certain. I'm not really certain if I'm going to spend much time here. So, but we shall see. Now, if you read True Sahara Reporters, they said Nnamdi Kanu finally allowed access to doctor amid complicated health conditions. Lawyer Ejimako confirms. This is their title, and I like it like that. So we are not going to read in details because I'm 1,000,000% certain it's going to be just the same thing that we read, from the Daily Post to Nigeria. So, but the title has said it all. Nnamdi Kanu finally allowed access to doctor amid complicated health conditions. Lawyer Ejima confirms. So I don't know. Somebody is calling me right now. I haven't opened the line. If you are listening to me, I don't know. Colin, what's up? Are you listening? Are you aware that I'm on live broadcast? Are you aware that I'm on live show? Yet, this very order, I came back here and I showed you that this very order stands. Isn't it? Isn't it? Is it not the truth? I told you that is even without seeing the latest tweet from the Prime Minister. I told you that it stands. You know why? Because I know that Prime Minister will not, first of all, he won't go back. He will never, he's not a dog that spits and go back to lick his spit. No, he won't go by. That is number one. And number two, the number two reason, which is very strong reason that I know very well that this very order will stand. The number two is because they said preliminary report from the doctor revealed that Kanu has a complex medical condition that requires that he be transferred to a hospital for detailed diagnosis. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS dungeon till now. So for the fact that he has not been transferred to a hospital, that means he needs to be transferred to hospital. And for the fact that he's still there, that means he has not been taken care of. For the fact that he has not been taken care of, that means he has not been diagnosed. Therefore, the order of lockdown stands. Odologanya now. That is how we roll. We analyze things, we see the way things are going, we know what is going to happen. I don't really need the tweet to know what the Prime Minister stands for. I'm telling you the truth. You see, somebody just called now, and when I went to the X handle of the PM, I saw it. And that is what I've just been saying for a few minutes. So, mmụọ na-arụ ọrụ. Mmụọ na-arụ ọrụ. Ọ bụrụ itu ọnụ na ọ dịrị ife abụ nke a na-eme n'anya everybody ị na-afụ ya n'anya gị. So according to the PM, the latest development, he said, the scheduled civil disobedience protest will hold as planned. We are told that the governor are pushing the workers to come to secretariats, and they have planned to buy many of them and claim Biafrans are enforcing it. If you get buyed by the Nigeria terrorist, Nigeria army, on those days, your family and your ghost must wait for Nigeria for appeasement. We will not mourn anyone. I want to repeat that. I want to repeat that because this is one of the things that I have said a couple of minutes ago, that the time has passed. I said a few minutes ago that the time has passed when we listen to your gospel, your gossip. They themselves. That time has passed. No somewhere I said it here. Or somewhere Okwaneku is going straight to our civil servants. You are very important to us, especially those Biafrans serving the zoo in those zoo establishments in our land. I don't want to blame you for serving the zoo because you must work. The people I blame are those gun-carrying, terrorists from Biafra land. That your own job is directly fighting your people who say they want to be free. those ones, I will still blame you till eternity. If you're a Biafran carrying AK-47 to buy your own, to fight your own people who are fighting for your freedom, if you buy, I will still blame your spirit. I will blame your ghost. I will blame your dead body. I will blame you. Because of what? You are not even supposed to exist. You are not supposed to be in this world. Yes, because your flesh and blood, your people are saying, we want freedom. And you are still there, carry AK-47, knowing fully well that the organization you belong is a terrorist organization that the state is using to buy their own so-called citizens. You are still there. So why will I pity you? Why will I pity you? You are not supposed to exist. Iburu onye Igbo na-asavu zoo army and zoo police, you kwesịrị nọ n'ụwa. Ibu a terrorist. Because the zoo army and police is our problem. I have said it before. Hope Uzodinjo is not our problem. Because if we eradicate the zoo army from our land today, Hope Uzodinjo will run for. He will never step his feet again in Biafra land. Never. Oh, Soludo can never step into Biafra territory again. That is the truth. That is the truth. Because by the time there is no armor tank to escort them, when there is nobody in khaki uniform carrying AK-47 to escort them, they will not be here. They can never be here. I have said it before. So, but for those who are civil servants, who go to a zoo, government offices in Biafra land, I cannot blame them because, first of all, you have gone to school and you have to work to earn a living. So I don't blame them. But the only way I can blame them is if the Biafra government that is in charge of Biafra territory as it stands today gives an instruction and you disobey that instruction, if anything happens to you, I will this is how you want it. I will never cry for you. If you are listening to your pain, and you don't want to listen to ndị na-asị ka future gị dị mma, ị na-egegodi ndị nke anụnwa, these people na-akwụgodi gị ụgwọ ọnwa nke ihe ejiri godi nne kịta nyụọ nsị, ị na-egefa ntị, then onwe ife melụ gị, I will never pity. I can't even pity you. I can't pity where you come from. I can't pity your family. I cannot cry for you. So it is good when you are serving the people paying your salary, you also listen and pay very close attention to all the instructions given by the Biafran government. Very, very important. In fact, extremely important. It is very, very important to note. Okay? Very, very important. So now, according to the latest development, in fact, I am very happy that this very announcement has been made just in just a couple of minutes ago, because now it has solidified what I have already said. I am very, very happy that the announcement has been made by the PM, His Excellency Mazi Simon. I am very, very happy because it has solidified what I have said already. Now, for Nigeria, of course, your family and your goals must wait for Nigeria for appeasement. We will not mourn anyone who allowed himself or herself to be used for Nigeria propaganda. The entire Biafra land are in agreement. Have you seen it? So when the majority carries the vote, then if you say, no, I don't agree, you're on your own. You are on your own. Those days must be respected. We are doing this for not only for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but for all of us, for our future. So your today salary, which are going to even, your salary is not even up to 1 bag of rice. As it stands today, rice is almost 100,000, depending on the one you buy. There is one for 85,000 naira. There's another one for 90. There's another one for 100, depending on the one you want to buy. But you cannot get any good rice, foreign rice, less than 80,000 as it stands today. So how much is your salary? When they are dragging for 60,000 naira minimum wage, yet they are still, we cannot pay. When senators are collecting over 30 million naira per month, one senator is collecting over 30 million naira per month, including their allowances. Or even to read newspaper, they have newspaper allowances. To read newspaper on their own, newspaper that they will read and be informed and know what is happening, just to read news, or which is for their own personal benefit, yet they have allowance for it. They are not reading the newspaper for us, so hey, Zoological Republic. Zoo Alomelo. You are now reading newspaper for my benefit. You reading newspaper has absolutely nothing to do with the citizens. Yet, for you to read that newspaper, they must pay you allowance for that, at the detriment of the suffering citizens. And you want me to be clapping for you? You know, I heard that they are planning to start protests on August 1st. Who fixed date for Kenyan people to start their protests? You are not serious. You are not serious. If you are serious, you don't need any date. You don't need any date. You don't need Twitter organization to go out on air and on what do you call it, on space, start organizing. No, they know they organize for a revolution. They know they lead. Nobody leads revolution. I heard somebody saying they need a leader, this and that. You don't need a leader. Though I'm talking to Nigerians, it has absolutely nothing to do with Biafra. Your protest has nothing to do with us. So if you want to protest, go on and protest. You don't need a leader. March on the street. Go and send your message. Forget Biafrans. You don't need a leader. Forget date. Start it tomorrow. You don't need a date, any date. Now, of course, he attached the screenshot of the news we just read. Today, DSS finally allowed Mazinam Kano's physician to see him. The doctor's preliminary report presented complex medical conditions that require that MNK be taken to a hospital for more detailed diagnosis. This will follow a report that will be sent to DG DSS, Director General DSS, by the doctor. So this is now, of course, the latest, development. And this, of course, you have heard the word of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, that the scheduled civil disobedience protest will hold as planned. Look at it. So this is a message to every civil servant of Biafra extraction serving the zoo here in Biafra land. Now, you see, just like the same thing I was saying about, about the senators and their criminality, look at here. Let me just digress. Let me digress a little. Look at this place, my people. Just look at here. Look at, there's a breaking. Tensions at Senate sacks Ndume for criticizing Tinubu. More details emerge. Are we living in this world, or are we living in a different world? Look at breaking. Tension at Senate sacks Ndume for criticizing Tinubu. More details emerge. Now, This Ndume, his full name is Ali Ndume. We all know him. Let me even see if his picture is here. Yes, look at him here. This man at the center. This man at the center. Recently, he said that Tinubu is caged. I believe many of you had that very outburst. Recently, he said Tinubu is caged. So for him to say Tinubu is caged by some cabals, it is now abomination. Oboraro. It is abomination for him to say that Tinubu is caged. Therefore, senators gang up against him and sacked today. They sacked him today. Now, this man, to show you the kind of government and law that these people operate, this man called Ali Ndume was elected, whether they rig it or not, was elected by his constituency, by the people from his constituency. He was elected for him to go and represent his own constituency. Now, they sack him at the Senate. The senators gang up and sack a man that was elected by his own people for him to go and represent them at the federal level. They sacked him. So my question is, who will take his representation? Who will take his position? Who will take his people's representation? Who will occupy that position? My question is, are you going to, will you go into a new election process, voting process? Are you going into a new voting process, or I don't know, do they now have Senate vice Senate deputy? I want to know, because I'm confused. Is there anything like deputy senator now? I'm not saying Senate president or deputy Senate president. Do we now have, excuse me, do we now have deputy senator that can replace this man to represent his own people? So how do you, which law do you have any kind such law in the Constitution that says that senators have the right, please somebody let me know in the comment section, because in the Bosinucha I may not know. I may not know. Us have the constitutional right to sack any senator that speaks against the president or that criticizes the president. Do we have any law like that in the zoo? Those of you who are either politicians or aspiring politicians in this very live broadcast, kindly let me know in the comment section. Please, I'm watching, and my eyes are right now in the chat section. Let me know. Is there any law that says, or that says that that senators have the right, constitutional right, to vote and sack any senator elected by his own people to go and represent them at the federal level? Do we have that law? Or do I say we? God forbid. I don't have to say we. Do you have such law in the zoo? Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge, I have never. Who say he was suspended? Are you the one now teaching me what I'm showing you on the screen? Somebody telling me Mazi Ogochukwu say he was suspended. Are you the one teaching me what I'm showing you on the screen? Or are you not seeing breaking tension as Senate sacks Ndume for criticizing Tinubu? I don't understand. How could you correct me falsely? You are correcting me falsely. Something you are seeing on your screen. Follow the mouse in case you don't see, you can't see road. Breaking tension as Senate sacks Ndume for criticizing Tinubu more details emerge. You are telling me he was suspended. Are you telling me that we do no longer, or Zoo News does no longer understand the difference between suspension and sack? Now, the decision was made during plenary with members of the APC Senate caucus endorsing his removal through a voice vote called by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Removal. There's nothing like suspension. The other one, there's the other one they suspended a couple of months ago, and he served like 1 month, and finally he was restated. I don't know if it's the same man, by the way. I don't know if it's the same Dume. There's another man that was suspended a couple of months ago, not quite long, maybe 1 or 2 months ago, but he was restated after serving the suspension. But this one was sacked. Even if you check another Zoo media, it says Mungono replaces Alin Dume as Senate Chief Whip. So he is, of course, he's from APC man. Now, after the sack, Munguno has replaced him as the Senate Chief Whip. After the sack. So who will then represent? I don't know where he comes from. Maybe if I read further, I may see where he comes from, but I don't want to read this. I don't want to read this. I just want you to see the headline and to see the impunity in the Zoological Republic. Now, going by the title of this very broadcast, which says, what is that title? Wait, let me bring the title to the screen. But first of all, let me see what our people say. Of course, let me start with Biafra Maniac. Biafra Maniac say, no, not at all. No such law, Ikuku. Nnamdi Celestine. Okay. He was sacked, of course. He was sacked. Nweronwomu Biafra said, nigger area, a British a British company being operated as company, not country, of course. Don't mind them. Some people don't understand real English. So, okay, in actual sense, people have confirmed that there is nothing like, no such law exists in the zoo. No such law, exists in the zoo. So now let's go to the title of this very live presentation, because we are about to dissect them. Excuse me. Please, I want you to keep hitting the like button and share button. If you are just joining me right now, we are just only about 500 and let's say 530 people watching live. Of course, you all know we are broadcasting on one platform. This is just one platform. We are on one platform, which is our Biafra Unite, our old, and of course, Men Biafra Unite channel, which is Biafra Unite in capital letter. That is where we are broadcasting live and direct. So please, we are still working on other of our platforms, especially the Facebook pages. So we want to know if we are going to continue with those pages, or we will, create a new one. We are still watching. So for the fact that we are broadcasting on one platform, please, I want you to do the needful by liking and, of course, sharing the broadcast. And then going by the title of this very broadcast, which I said, again, Nnamdi Kanu reject political solution to be free. Hence, the renewed punishment by federal government of the zoo. Is a question. Is it the reason? Is it the reason? Is it because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has rejected the political solution? Is it because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has rejected the political solution that they have been clamoring for? hence the new or the renewed punishment by the federal government. Is that the reason? Is that the reason? Why are they now punishing him? Why are they refusing him access to his medical doctor? Because this is the first time we hear such a thing after the sacking of the criminal lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Ifeajuna Ejiofor. This is the first time. And remember the word that I told you a couple of days ago. Remember the word that I told you that the Igbo political criminals, they call them political elites, but I call them political criminals because that is who they are. That is what they are. I told you that there is a gang up, that they want to persuade. In fact, the reason why they are everywhere, na social media, the reason why internet went agog a couple of weeks ago over the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because after the government in exile gave them woto, they know that they cannot stop Simon Ekpa. They have come to conclusion that we lack the capacity to stop Simon Ekpa. They have come to conclusion that they do not have what it takes to rendition him, because first and foremost, Mazi Simon Ekpa cannot in any way listen to anybody that will lure him to Africa. That is number one. You know, instances and reasons. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, cannot in any way listen to anybody that will lure him to Africa. The same way they lured Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Africa, first of all, they used his wife. The wife was brutally fighting him. There was a domestic violence, whether they want to accept, announce it or not. I already know because I have made my investigation since 2021. I'm sorry. It is not my fault. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu even left UK when people were not aware. He traveled to Germany. Before. I have said it before. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left UK since even when people were not aware. And he was staying in Germany. He left Germany to Kenya. Not from UK, not from London. Because the wife was a thorn on his flesh. The wife was a thorn on his flesh. He left Germany to Kenya, not from UK. No, don't believe anything they tell you. Not from UK. So now, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was lured to Africa through his wife and other advices from the DOS criminals, because he was searching where he can be able to enable a Tunisia where fighter for Biafra, for the freedom of Biafra. They advised him to go to Kenya. And then somebody was organized for him to have meeting with that person. And the promise was this person is a top member of the United Nations. He's going to help to bring Biafra quick. He never knew that the person that they were organizing for him was not even sent by the criminals he was working together with, but was sent by the Zoo government. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believed that somebody is, the person he was talking to, he was having meeting with, including with members of the DOS criminal. Chike Dozeha, China Sanwo-Olu, they were all having this meeting together with this top of